Tell me about co-working spaces now that you're in the space now. Space. कि you know and इसमें मैं elephant in the room ही निकालूंगा कि WeWork का debacle हमारे सामने था कि real estate की disruption जो है वो जिस तरह वो नहीं आया था आपका what was that Elizabeth Holmes वाला जो आया था the woman who said कि जी हम एक blood drop से हम आपको 2 सेकंड में बता देंगे
yes
जिसके बाद से लोगों ने कहा कि यार health tech में नहीं घुसना till the time कि COVID happened and now health tech is coming back but it's similarly real estate startups जो है ना वो essentially banish हो गई थी because WeWork ने इतना royal failure लेकर आया था तो sort of taking a page out of that and really figuring out okay, where did they go wrong and how is any of this different because I'm looking at you guys, I'm looking at Kickstart, I'm looking at a bunch of players, Daftar Khan and it's blowing up like it's they were start हुआ था कोई तकरीबन मुझे याद है 15-16 में थोड़ा बहुत अच्छा ठीक है कमरे छोटे था बट नहीं भी था ऑड भी था इवेंट्स हो रहे हैं एंड देन 3 साल खामोशी एंड देन सडनली इस साल 900,000 square foot 600,000 square foot. I'm like what the hell's going on ये कहाँ से आ रहे हैं सारे बंदे I get it post COVID a bunch of people have left their offices also there is the startup boom happening where pay as you grow model works really well
it is
but उसी के साथ साथ there is obviously that sort of cynicism because of WeWork and its growth.
Yes.
So how do you see this entire space?
So where WeWork went wrong was they bought assets.
Right.
Here at least at Collabs, which I can speak for, we're leasing, long-term leases, 10-year leases with minimal rental payments and 10 years के लिए आप वो नहीं कर सकते. That's what we've learned from, number one, that's what we've learned. The other thing that's happening is people have started realizing how expensive it is to have spaces in Pakistan now post-COVID because a lot of them went remote. People worked very well remote, right? The productivity didn't go down. I'll argue a little bit with Keep Trucking on that a lot because my productivity upar chali gayi. I said, Corona ke times hai, there's no place else to go. Now that Corona is dying down, now you'll see that productivity will not go up because aap meeting le rahe hoge aur piche se na shor aa raha hoga kyunki you can be anywhere. However, people did realize, look, if I give you an example, if you were to get your own office, you'd be paying, with everything included, 150 rupees per square foot, for example. If you're with Collabs, you'd be paying 50 rupees per square foot. और दूसरा एक आपको पूरी टीम हायर करनी होती है. जब स्टार्टअप आती है ना वो कहती है यार मुझे मिनिमम से मिनिमम लोग चाहिए और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा इंजीनियर्स चाहिए और ये लोग चाहिए. क्या मैं वर्क प्लेस की टीम उठाऊँ, रियल एस्टेट की टीम उठाऊँ, इंटरनेट के प्रॉब्लम सोचूँ, जनरेटर लाना है, क्या करना है. It's a lot of hassle. So what people have started realizing now, and there's a lot of work that we're doing as well, is saying this is a pain point that you don't need to have. पहले लोग सोचे थे सिर्फ स्टार्टअप्स आ रहे हैं. But no, there's like regular companies coming as well that are saying, "Acha, हमें office चाहिए." Also, remote work becoming a reality. A lot of people are getting remote work from the US. They're getting it from everywhere. But what they're not realizing is the infrastructure in Pakistan is not that good. Or people live with multiple people. So they want a space. I have a lot of people in my co-working space at the moment in Lahore that are remote. And they come pay out of their own pocket and sit with us because they say कि घर पे मैं होता तो अम्मी कहती दही ले आओ, बीबी कहती बच्चे को पकड़ो. हो ही नहीं सकता. और इंटरनेट कभी क्रैश करता है, कभी नहीं करता. कमरा कहाँ से ढूंढो अकेला जिसमें बैठ के आप काम कर सको, राइट? लाइक वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट मिडिल क्लास पीपल और इवन अस. लाइक इंटरप्शन तो हर वक्त होती है. सो आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट्स हैपनिंग. रिमोट वर्क के साथ लॉट मोर पीपल नीड दीज स्पेसेस एंड पीपल आर रियलाइजिंग दैट देयर इज
Do you think would you call it a co-working space for forever? Yeah, do you think अब वो managed services या managed spaces की तरफ भी जाना शुरू हो गई है? Where
it is.
I mean, like you mentioned, अभी कंपनी आ रही 50 मुझे चाहिए तो वो तो एक ऑफिस सेटअप करी essentially.
100%. That's going. So Hive's done this. Yeah. Hive's built out a beautiful space in Islamabad, and then they've given it to Huawei. The whole so managed spaces. But again, the whole point of having a co-working space is. So the thing that people like is the ability to talk to each other, the beauty of co-working spaces. So we have 100 people office that is coming up, that is already sold, and a 50 people office and a 50 people office. But what happens is they get to interact with each other and they get to talk to each other.
Right. And then that's where the collaboration wala element
and there is collaboration happening. We've got one day we have about 7 fintechs that sit with us, and coincidentally that one day we had 7 CEOs of fintech be in the same space. और हमने ना अपने ही office में, because our space
7
is fully
fintechs. कौन सी fintechs हैं यार?
There's Sada Pay, there's PayPro, there's Kist Pay, there's so many others. Wait, 7 तो कम बोली है मैंने, इससे भी ज़्यादा हैं. Abhi Finance.
अच्छा, so essentially अगर for example if they're headquartered in Karachi, उनके लाहौर के लोग आके आपकी तरफ बैठ जाएंगे. If they're headquartered in Islamabad, उनके लाहौर के बंदे वहाँ के. Interesting.
Which is why now we're going to expand, right? This is why Kickstart's come to Islamabad or Karachi. Kickstart के अब तीनों जगह. Kickstart built a beautiful facility. I checked it out today.
Yeah.
Done a great job.
क्योंकि I mean वही वाली बात है कि अगर मैं एक स्टार्टअप हूँ और मुझे टैलेंट चाहिए, लेकिन मेरा टैलेंट जो है वो अब इस्लामाबाद रिलोकेट नहीं होना चाहता, तो मैं लाहौर में जाकर उसके लिए एक अलग ऑफिस बनाऊँ. फिर मैं उसकी कॉस्ट अकाउंटिंग किस तरह करूँ. यार अच्छा मुझे तो 3 बंदे चाहिए थे, लेकिन अब मैं एक ऑफिस खोल के 30 बंदा डालूँ उसके अंदर. डजंट मेक सेंस. सो दिस वे सॉर्ट ऑफ अगेन सब्सक्रिप्शन मॉडल है, तो इट जनरली वर्क्स वेल.
So my vision for collabs is that we're present in each and every remote area. Not every remote area, but at least the top
Major,
10 cities, top 12 cities, 15 cities, so that people don't have to uproot their lives and move all the way to Lahore, pay rent, be away from family,
right.
And then have to be paid more as well. As an employer, you have to pay more. So isn't it better that you have all these places that provide high quality employment, and we can make that possible because we'll provide the office space.
And इसमें obviously you got like startups like Food Panda and Careem and जो के सारे छोटे शहरों में कर रहे हैं, तो obviously उनकी folks can just.
और ये तो बड़े हैं. I know startups like Mazhar. I know startups like Taza Technologies, GA Technologies that are going into Quetta, going into Multan, Rahim Yar Khan में जा रहे हैं. जो वो कहाँ ऑफिस रखेंगे. So phase 2 of my expansion plan at Collabs is just my most favorite. Phase 1 is just to get to the major cities. We're at 1,000 seats right now. We aim to be at 3,000 by the end of this year.